Okay, I think we're online. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Gabrielle. How are you?
Hello. Mark, where are you right now?
I am in my living room in Brooklyn, in New York.
Okay. I'm at Tanzfabrik in Berlin. And I was wondering, you're coming to Tanzfabrik in January to teach one of our Wintertanz workshops. And the workshop is called Exploring Contemporary Techniques and Ideas. Would you be able to tell me a little bit about what's going to happen there, what you're planning to do with us in January?
Sure. For me, teaching generally, it always sort of depends the people and faces that are in front of me, but my plan is, having worked a lot in different contemporary techniques, the idea is to set some young dancers set them up with some tools for the base, to make a nice base for what will become a strong and structural somatic practice for them. Something that they can create a better understanding of their own unique body, how each body works, while maximizing their own ability to create a voice for themselves and have some artistic expression along the way.
Mm-hmm. And how are you going to be working with the beginners? Is that going to be different from working with the advanced, more advanced dancers?
Sure, sure. With the beginners, you have to take a bit more time to sort of make a real connection between them and their bodies, and the best way to do that is through a real a codified technique, something that's very clear and structural and is sort of easy for them to follow, both visually and sort of intuitively. With the advanced classes, I will sort of count on the technique that they already have in place and sort of, riff off of that technique to sort of get them a little bit more, to get some more subtle connections to their bodies that are not just about imitating and copying a technical practice.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how would you describe, like, as a pedagogue and artist, like both things together, what would be the most important thing for you to pass on to your students in your teaching, or what would you say are the key things for you to bring forward, bring across in your teaching?
I think for sure broadening and enlarging, creating a larger physical vocabulary for each dancer, so that they have something to pull from that is not something that they've necessarily seen or they're copying from another class or from another person, something that they can actually pull from their own body. I think creating a sense of themselves in relationship to their environment, which can be space, use of time, other people in the environment, how your own contribution goes beyond your sort of individual goals and toward a composition or choreography, a larger statement, something that is a bit more conceptualized and formed.
Something that goes past beyond the class or the classroom.
Exactly.
About context as well. Nice. Okay. So then one of my last questions is, like, Mark, you've got a really long career as a dancer for many big companies, and you also work as a choreographer and director as well. Does this feed into your teaching directly? Maybe you can, I know it's a really long question, maybe you can kind of frame it in a short way. Is there something
Yeah.
that we will notice from that career, from that background?
Absolutely. I think the first thing that comes to mind is when you've worked with different companies, you're immediately put upon different styles and different stylistic intentions that come from a director or a choreographer, or just the sort of, some companies already have a sort of stylized / technical base that they work with, and you have to adapt yourself and your body and your way of seeing into that style rather quickly. So it definitely influences my teaching because I find for myself, students spend a lot of time in dance, you know, copying, looking at someone else and trying to imitate. It's a very basic function of learning to dance. But I try to circumvent that as quickly as possible to really try to get them into their own, into their bodies and what their bodies are doing in relation to the larger thing. So, you know, I try to move quickly to get them to fall back on their own intuitions rather than what I'm doing necessarily.
About their personality as well.
Exactly, and their personality. That's what I had to learn through my experiences working with various companies. It's definitely, from an audition and a work point of view, it's a huge advantage to be able to adapt quickly to direction you're being given and how to interpret that direction in a way that is going to come across interestingly to a choreographer, because a lot of times, you know, they kind of know what they're looking for, but they don't actually know it until they see it. And that's the other half of the equation, is sort of they set dancers upon with direction, and then they want to see what they want to see, but they also want to be inspired in a way that they would not have come up with on their own. That's the relationship between dancer and director or choreographer.
Great. Thank you so much. And then just the final, very quick question: what's the most exciting thing about coming to Berlin for you, or like about the city? I know you love Berlin. Just give me 2 or 3 things that you like.
Of course. It's new. It's one of the few places I've been in a long time that's new. You don't know what's gonna happen next. It's such an exciting city. It's very different from New York in that way. I feel like I want to be a part of something that is in this very interesting growing phase, socially, politically, artistically. It's a very exciting time for Berlin.
Thank you. Great.
Yeah, pleasure.
Marc, thanks so much for having this time with us, and we look forward to both of your workshops between the 2nd and the 4th of January, and we look forward to see you in Berlin very soon.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, take care. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.